What are typical teenage emotions?
As we all know, the teenage years are a time of lots and lots of change. Their body changes, the hormones kick in, their friendships start to develop, they get a chance to do more stuff on their own. And into that, you can see lots of changes in behaviour. It might be that they come home and they're really excited and full of what's just happened and want to talk about it, or they're kind of looking like they're really withdrawn or really upset. And it can be quite hard to predict how things are going to be.
Why is this behaviour not unusual?
As we know, for teenagers, there's lots of changes happening in the body, in the brain, in the hormones, in their social relationships. And that means that at times things can feel really overwhelming for them. It can be quite hard for them to kind of put things in perspective, kind of know that some of these feelings are ordinary. At the time, they can feel really massively intense. And when we're feeling like that, that affects the way we behave.
How can you help teenagers when they're displaying these types of behaviours?
I think the things that parents can do is to be curious, is to listen, is to ask questions and try to help them to make sense, I guess, of some of the feelings that they might be having. You might find that they tell you a wee bit more, and that as they tell you a wee bit more and you listen and you're curious, then those feelings start to feel a wee bit more manageable. Other things that parents can do is to do things like support them to have regular and sensible routines, like regular meal times, help us to sleep better, help us to feel better. Exercise, we all know getting outside and doing stuff is good for us, and as parents we can support them to do that.
How do you know when it might be something more serious?
If you notice that this behaviour becomes like most of the time, perhaps you notice that they're not sleeping very well, or if they're kind of breaking lots of rules, not coming home when you ask them to come home, that's when you start to ask yourself, is something more serious going on, is something more significant going on?
What should you do if it might be more serious?
A really good place to look for ideas about how to get help for your teenager, ideas about how to communicate with your teenager are all available on the Parent Club website. If you are really worried about your teenager, then really good people to talk to are the support staff at school, and the other person to talk to would be your GP.